Oh my god! Hello, welcome, this is your boy, TBPlish1, back again with a video. This time I'm going to do my first in series of Wrestle-Talk reviews, which are basically longer, more in-depth reviews, as you can probably see from the title, or from the length of this video, for anything I really want to talk about in the world of wrestling. This time I'm going to talk about NXT Unstoppable review. Just a little notice, I won't be doing these for every big event, no, every NXT, because like good mic work, I'm going to try to stick to when I want to do the videos, and like maybe I'll stick in a review of NXT if that's on at the time. And basically the theme of the video will be about whatever is the main topic, so I'll probably put that in the title, like whatever I want to talk about this week, I'll talk about it in depth. They might be coming up each week, but it depends. I mean, no, some are coming up, but you know, I'm open for that sort of thing. So these could be up every 2 weeks, every bi-weekly, whenever I get the chance, or whenever I feel like it, or wherever I feel it is necessary. I don't want to like strictly put it on a schedule or anything like that. I want to keep it going whenever I feel like it. So today, as you can probably see from the title, it's going to be an NXT review for Unstoppable. This pay-per-view was from the 21st of May 2015, so it's very recent. Today's 22nd, and we're going to go in and talk about it. So, wait, was it from the 21st? It must have been, yeah. So, let's go in, guys, and talk about it. Yeah, this one was a big event, and it was, sorry, May 20th, I mean, to say. It was a very big event, and I felt like it. You watched this, and you were like, oh, I realised how great this event is. From some of the entrances, backstage, it just looked great. The interview was cool. We had a new song, Unstoppable, and yeah, that really added to it. I guess this the sort of thing they're doing with the main roster, they're doing now with whatever, with the NXT now, with the new song representing a pay-per-view. So this one really feels big, and I like how they're expanding on the pay-per-views. I think it's a very positive thing. I think that from here they can keep doing cool things like this. And yeah, I just really liked it. I want to give it a good big thumbs up to that good intro. Sorry. Oh yeah, I also hope you like my new interview. Anyway, so this one, it featured six matches, and I'm going to go straight into the main event now, I think, because I really think you need to know what it is about, and you've probably already seen it in the title, or from results, yes. Basically, the dissension between Sami Zayn and Owens has reached an all-time high. It feels like Owens is on the offense, he's high-packed, and in this match, he went in full throttle in this main event for the NXT Championship. He is the NXT Champion, and, you know, he had a lot on his mind. He went out and attacked Hideo Itami just before the pay-per-view, I think, and that sort of stopped him from getting to the number one contenders match. What else? Owens has been building himself up really big. I'm sure there's been another attack here and there. What else has happened? Oh yes, Owens was on Raw, of course, this past Monday, and he sent a big message to John Cena, and they will be probably competing at Elimination Chamber, I apparently think, in about 2 weeks. A weird sort of in-between pay-per-view between Payback and Money in the Bank, and yeah, it's really weird. But anyway, they're sticking this one in here for the network exclusive, and it's sort of like they're on 1.3 million subscribers at the moment, so I think they're going to do that. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Anyway, Owens, you know, it's just been on this path, and it's been a non-stop go forward to whatever he wants to do. He's just out there, he's getting things done. And this one, he really did bring the smack, and took a lot of what Sami Zayn did to him outside the ring against him, and he just flowed through it. And of course, Sami Zayn was not at full force here tonight, because unfortunately he had an injury. This meant that he was at a little bit of disadvantage, of course, and also he felt he was inferior at the moment. He didn't have full confidence, I don't think, after losing against John Cena. I think a little bit of that was gone, and of course Kevin Owens kind of throw himself a match against John Cena, so that still kind of puts Zayn off. In Zayn's interview, which was funny enough, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever that was, I think I did an NXT review with that in it. But anyway, that interview, yes, he may have sounded confident, but he didn't sound full health, I'd say. He didn't sound like he was gonna be confident enough to win. Well, he didn't. I don't know. It felt to me like Owens would become dominant, and yes, that is what happened. Owens really did bring the smack, as I told you, a lot more outside than I thought we would see. I think the culmination of about 2 matches is built up to this one, and yeah, I like it being spaced out to these pay-per-views. I mean, the matches deserve that sort of aspect. They've been in here for months now, and Owens is really like a factor of genius in a wrestler that you really want to see. He's one of those people that he has all the factors to pull out his win. He is really the top sort of minded wrestler here in NXT. In the way, I mean, he really has the most ring sense of anyone I've ever seen step foot in NXT at the moment. He's calculated, but he can also be a brawler, and this is what this match really entitled. It brought a lot of that sort of brawling style to it, and yes, he did pull out, I think, a win. I think the match really didn't go to disqualification, yes, but it did end, and right in the middle of that, we saw William Regal come out. Owens, Zayn had somehow messed up his neck I think that was from a pump-up powerbomb, which really went onto the side of the ring, which kind of was cool because it went back on what happened when Owens attacked Zayn after he won against Neville. All those months back, 5 months ago, whenever that was, I did a review of it. You can go check out that review. I'll leave a link below. Nah, maybe I won't, but that is such a big blow to have that be put in your face and told you are not worthy of it. And so every time Zayn has been pretty much in the limelight, he's just been pushed out by Owens, and in some way or other he's never really gotten that full moment to himself. And that was what he was trying to prove tonight, I guess, that he could get that back. But of course Owens is just relentless, and also in denial of what he's about. All his morals lead to him saying that, he's saying that he really thinks that he's doing this for his kids, he's doing this for himself, he's not got any personal deals, which of course he does have with Zayn, and he feels like this is an even playing field, but really it's just completely slanted towards him. He goes for everything, and yes, he did injure Zayn, and he's already got that big match going up with John Cena, I think. Don't get me wrong on that, but I'll leave my opinion on that right now after I talk about this. What just happened, of course, here in the main event of NXT Unstoppable, Takeover-Unstoppable. Oh my god, it was pretty realistically, you knew he was going to win, and yes, as he was winning, William Regal came out. It got a little bit more serious. He pushes William Regal down, complete slap into the face to the GM. Then we see him sort of relentlessly go out with a steel chair as he's about to make his first blow. As you can see from that sort of intro bit there, Samoa Joe, the fighting machine from TNA, who obviously led up Steel with there at TNA. And we've been hearing rumours about him non-stop since then. He has come out, to the surprise of some, but you could hear that music and it was interesting. I think that's a new music for him or something, because I remember his old music and it's completely different from that. The new music is quite frightening, and it's quite a good little tune there, and I don't think it's maybe as strong as it used to be, but really it does bring a new sense of him, and it does represent him a lot, I think. So he comes out, he's even bigger than Owens. He comes and he goes down to the ring as it's all going down. Zayn's lying down on the outside with a neck there. The paramedics are outside, and he comes in and he just faces up to Owens, a little bit taller, show himself to him, really showcasing him and trying to take the spot away from Owens. And yes, I've really enjoyed that. The whole bit of Samoa Joe coming in, wreaking a little bit of havoc himself by not even doing anything, silently coming up, and he doesn't even need to say anything because of course his presence tells all the millions of words he needs to express his distaste for what Owens did to Zayn. And yeah, I can see a little bit of a good partnership with Zayn and Joe in the future, but of course there was no words. It just didn't need it because it was amazing. And yeah, Samoa Joe, he's going to be competing, obviously. I don't know what the whole deal with that, how long the deal will be or whatever. I think they kept this quite silent, which was cool, between Triple H and the other guys out there, but it's sort of interesting to see him just pop up and, yeah, without much of warning, and there you go. Owens was, of course, kind of stupid there and didn't really have any words to say. You know him, he usually has lots of things to say, but this time, you know, it was different, and of course it was. So that ended the night. So the whole pay-per-view as a whole, I'm going to go back in. I probably should tell you that, yes, the main event was great. From the future, they can go in so many different directions with these guys. Of course, Samoa Joe is up to a lot, and from all of the experience I've seen of him, he definitely does bring a lot to the plate, I should say, and I think that they could have some great encounters with anybody he wants to, because I don't know, I think he's great with anyone. He's definitely more one of the agile people, and I think that this could bring out a bit more agility, or maybe a bit more defense from Owens, instead of the offense that we usually see from him on a lot of wrestlers in NXT at the moment. So that's one great thing to see. So Owens defending the NXT Championship. I think he's going against John Cena. Once again, I think it's for the United States Championship, if I'm not wrong, or mistaken. So we saw that one. It was something to be, you know, looked at as just very memorable and a very intimidating force. And of course, if you go on the WWE website, you can see all of him plastered over there. Go check it out for yourself. Just speaks for itself, the video, really. You really need to see it. But anyway, I'm going to go in, talk about the other 5 matches were on the card. Oh yeah, the in-ring action in this match was alright. It felt to me more like it was building up to something, more than it was building up to the climax of the match. It was more after the match and the whole Samoa Joe, and I don't know, it didn't really play that big a part of the actual match, and that didn't really matter because I don't think they need to dwell on the match there as anything, I would say. So our first match of the night was Finn Balor against Tyler Breeze, become the number 1 contender for the NXT title. As I said earlier, Owens had a lot on his plate and he took out a lot of it on Hideo Itami, which means that he was out. We saw that in the video clip. But anyway, this one really was a great match to start the night. I'd say the moments at the beginning of this match was the best moment of the whole night. As good, as Samoa Joe making his entrance at the very end, and it was Finn Balor's intro, everybody. Finn Balor came out, I'd say the best entrance we've ever seen in a very long time, and especially in NXT. He had about 5 minutes of him just out there. It was a special sort of night because we saw Tyler Breeze a new intro. I think just a special pay-per-view intro, which I think they should keep doing, guys. Definitely, as I've heard Good Mike say, for one, that he should be kept. Great interviews for intros for the entrances and just normal entrances in NXT, which makes complete sense. So we see Finn Balor come out with the smoke, of course, the darkness, and then we see the greatest moment, as the crowd reaction is unbelievable for this. Finn Balor, wow, what a reaction he gets. Yeah, I have to tell you guys that he's just getting hotter and hotter, and I think that it was a well-deserved win as he did get in this match, which was pretty decent, and a good bit outside. One problem I did have, which I'm going to get to in a second, right now, was outside. They were outside for a while, and then the 10 count probably did go. It was a bit unrealistic, but because they were outside for such a long time, but I guess we did see a high spot from Finn Balor to Breeze to the floor, which means that it sort of was over at that point. And yeah, a great reversal into a beauty kick, supermodel kick, sorry, from Breeze, and yeah, that was a good one, I have to say. It's sort of like supermodel beauty kick, two sort of ways of doing that, but yeah, it was a great one. I was expecting to see some good action, and yes, but the best thing about it, of course, was that entrance. Yes, the reaction he got when that happened, it was amazing. It was, you gotta see it for yourself. I'll probably leave a link to that video or whatever, or something, but it just, oh my god, it's pretty, like, I can't even describe myself to say it myself, but yes, what a reaction. The best reaction of the night to start everything off, and yes, he did win and get the number contendership once again for the NXT Championship, whether it be against Owens, which it probably will be at the moment, considering he is still the NXT Champion. So, that one was to start off the night with a bang, I have to say, literally, because, yes, 5 minutes of Balor is something not to be missed, of course. And he did end up with the coup de grace, which looked amazing. Even on the replays, you can see him go from that height, and he definitely pulls it off with athletic ability. So, at the moment, Balor is my favourite wrestler in all of NXT, and the number contender once again. I think that the first time he won, it was like, okay, if he does this or not, it's like, doesn't really matter that much. But really, this time, whenever he goes in, I think he should win. I said that we were going to see one of these guys as NXT champion by the end of the year, and look, between Hideo Itami and Balor, and I think Balor is going to do it, guys, because I think he's up to win it in the next few months. Don't get me wrong, this contendership will be a very important step in his life, and he's just been non-stop since his first one, you know, and really, he's just up for some great action, and I don't know, I think that WWE are really looking forward to bringing him to the main roster. It definitely seems that way, and of course we've seen the likes of Owens, who made his way up to the roster only after a few months. So what are the outcomes for Balor? Balor has been here for a longer time than Owens, and yet he's still on the roster. I think that there's a feeling like that, but I think they should, I don't know what they should do, because they have to formulate how they're going to bring him up, and not just crush him straight away. I don't even know what they're doing with Owens at the moment. It's too manic to have all the NXT people up, which they have sort of done, like 15 of them or something, up at the main roster at the very moment. I mean, we've got Owens, right? We've got Zayn make an appearance. Don't know what that's about, but he has had 2 matches. We've seen the Lucha Dragons go up in tag team matches already. We've seen the Ascension get buried, I have to say. We've seen, I don't know, we've seen some other people. I think we've seen Emma, who sort of made all those errors and stuff, but we're not going to talk about Emma for the moment until, actually yes, we're talking about Emma in the next match, but we'll get to that in a second. Also, we see well, who do we see? We see a lot of other divas up there. Charlotte. I don't know if we've seen Sasha Banks yet. Of course, she's the women's champion, so she's probably not up there at the moment. But Charlotte and Bayley defeat Emma and Dana Brooke in this tag team match, which is the second match of the night. It was a great little fun one. It was fun, yeah. And look what they're doing with Emma. They're making her really into a heel now. I think she's getting a pretty bad reaction there, which is good. A good reaction in a bad way, I mean. And yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of you can feel the sort of how heel she's become over the past months, and I think she really pulls it off because she's such a determined, like, to get revenge on people. It's good, yeah, and it really it brings a distinct, like, sort of hatred that she brings, and it's a signature to herself. I don't know if that makes any sense to any of you, but whatever, I think Emma is very positive in this role in NXT. So she tags with Dana Brooke, which is unusual. She's wearing a new attire tonight, which really did add to it. Who else? Oh, Dana Brooke is apparently heel now, and I think it suits her quite well because, I don't know, she's sort of the beauty, feels like she's like the desired body that a lot of the other divas could want, or women, sorry. But yeah, so deserved win, another face win on the card, depending, because I think the Breeze match and the Balor was pretty equal. And yes, the third match of the night, if I do believe so, was another pretty equal match in terms of popularity. Baron Corbin versus Rhino. Now this one may not be the most excited for this match compared to the other matches on the card. Like probably my least favourite exciting match, but what can I say? It's two big forces collide, and Rhino, I'd say, is just unbelievable. We did hear some stats from him at the beginning. He's been a few champions in the WWE. He's a pretty veteran guy because he's been for 15 years. Although his sort of his motives aren't really clear on what he's really doing here, he just wants to go up against Baron Corbin to prove something, that he can do what he wants to do. And no, he actually did lose this one. It was too quick for me. The match just proved too short. It was not that it was moving slowly or anything, or it was moving too quickly. I think it was moving at a great pace. It just ended. This is the same with all Corbin matches. They don't really get to showcase anything he can do. It's usually a few, like 2 moves, and then it's all over. He sort of just, I don't know what it is about him, doesn't really build up all of the energy from the crowd. It just sort of ends midway between something like that to happen. So overall, it was kind of a negative match for me. Anyway, Baron Corbin puts a win, and Rhino is left to be pretty much. I saw a tweet on below as it was going on. It said Rhino's extinct, and what the hell are we trying to bury Rhino? Even though he just made his entrance into the NXT, really. It's like Corbin's just burying everyone at the moment. Bull Dempsey, as I saw, he's been off TV for a while now after he lost to Corbin on the main stage. Will this be the same for Rhino? I don't think so. I think Rhino's going to stay for a while. But something tells me that Rhino is here only temporarily. Let me comment below what you think. Comment below, guys, what you think on that and everything else you hear right now. But it just feels like that to me. I don't know. Yeah, leave your opinions below. Anyway, so going forward, no, it was just negative for me. Yes, there may have been build-up, and there's no reason not to have this match. For me, it just went on wrong. And even if I was to do it, I would still have Corbin win. Yes, I know, but I think it would have ended a little bit differently. Not just, okay, Corbin hits one big clothesline on this big Rhino, and then somehow gets the really unrealistic looking end of days to finish it off on the Man Beast. So, no. I know they're also trying to build up that end of days signature move. Not the most believable move, but even if you do it, you gotta make it look believable. And it really just didn't look great this time round. Before it has, but it's just a bigger guy. I can't blame him for doing this anyway. Get the win. Yeah, just I don't know. I'm not too high on the character of Baron Corbin. Anyway, yes. So before I get bogged down in this match, it's really the only low point of the show for me. Our second. This is our 4th match. Is the NXT Tag Team Championship. I also like the way that all the championships were on the line, which they should be. I think that as long as they're built up properly, which this one was for a very long time, this one was. What can I say? It had a very unexpected end. We really felt that Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy would win, but no, it actually ended up flipping. We saw Alexa Bliss, who did actually end up doing something against Charlotte and ending her match. So you could definitely see this end would come, and it definitely was built up right. So yeah, I agree. You also see a very good finish for Blake and Murphy. It really puts them in as a great tag team, and I think they work the best as tag teams. Definitely see from this match they work a little bit better than Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore, even a little bit better than those guys, which shows you how great Murphy and Blake are. Too bad their characters just aren't great. Yes, they do have some bullies. They're sort of bullies, but that's all they are. They're just bullies, and they're trying to be cool, I guess. Well, just weird. But yeah, they're definitely believable as champions because they're just so good. And even though I really hate them and their heels, they're good. So I'm kind of splitting them. I don't know. It just goes either way for me. Sometimes I feel they're good. sometimes I just don't want to see them on the screen. But no, they're still the NXT Tag Team Championships. And I'm like, yes, I do like to see. Yeah, I actually do agree with this one. I mean, Cassidy and Amore, as much as I want to see them as the champions, they're fun in the chase. Like, they're fun looking for the championship, not just being the champions. They're fun, like, one more pay-per-view and I'll probably see them. Just that's my guarantee, guys. By the next pay-per-view, I think we're going to see them as champions at that pay-per-view or whatever. But, yeah, we haven't seen the last of them against Blake and Murphy. That's all I can say to you guys. So, as I said, I love Blake and Murphy as ever. These guys show why... Sorry, Enzo Amore and Cal Cassidy, I should say. These guys show the persona and the charisma. And it's not really about the wrestling for these guys, but yes, they're kind of weird. They're unusual in the ring in the way they perform. But it's not about the wrestling, it's about the charisma and what they bring in terms of characters, and in terms of a very innovative tag team. So, hooray for those, guys. Our fifth match before the main event was the NXT Women's Championship match. A very surprising match in more than one way, and it was obviously still a bit of the cutscene before it, leading up into the big entrances. It was, not least, one of the best women's matches we've had ever, in so many ways. And I think that I knew these guys were going to have a good match. I never knew they were going to have a 5-star match, which I think we saw. Okay, maybe 4 stars, but this one had so much intensity in the match itself. From the targeting that Banks and Lynch did on each other. Limb targeting, all the arm stuff that happened. If you've seen it, you can agree with me. It was such an intense match, and it really showed how women can wrestle, and how all the high spots were just put between so much ring work. I think it was the best match of the night. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Balor and the Atami match pretty much equally to this one. Sorry, the Breeze match. So yeah, I'd put them on the same stage. But this one, wow. Oh wow, I think the crowd were just at top capacity here for this one. Yes, in the main event it felt a little bit flat. Maybe even because the crowd were so exhausted from this match, which just drained everybody because it just took so much. Wow, I don't know. It was the best match of the night. I'm going to say it was hands down the best match of the night. If not for Breeze and Balor, which I think I loved as well. So going in, it's just like... Okay, going into this one, I thought... I was going for Lynch, right? And then I just... As I watched, I was torn between these guys because these guys had such emotional story. And as it went on, it was good, like 15 minutes of match. And it really just showcased so much. And... my god, guys. I really think that you should definitely go watch this and register what you think about women in the wrestling ring, because it showed me. Anyway, Sasha Banks defended, and the finish, unbelievable. We saw a Banks statement off the top, sort of flipped into it from the top rope turnbuckle, just as it looked like. Just, guys, as it looked like Lynch was going to do it. I mean, Lynch gained so much respect after the match. Even she had a standing ovation, even though she lost the goddamn match. Yes, that it just showed. At the start, they were all booing her. They're all saying, "Oh my god, we hate you, Lynch." And then as the match went on, we just saw how amazing she was, and people couldn't help but cheer for her. So that just pretty much shows you guys, NXT, it's really got the best character development, the best wrestlers, and the best all goddamn matches ever, especially in women's. Of course in women's, because you're never going to see this stuff in the main roster at the moment. And they just don't have time for this in the main roster, but they do here, because they appreciate good women's wrestling and good wrestling in general. And it really just highlighted how Unstoppable is unstoppable in terms of quality, and it's just kept up over the last few pay-per-views. So great. And I'm going to pretty much sum it up here and say, in my review of this one, I'll sum it up with these words. This show had some 5-star matches. It had some moments of complete joy and complete surprise. So especially surprise, guys. We had some great moments, and the most memorable pay-per-view and the best pay-per-view, I think, to date. So they just keep getting better and better, and I've said that before at the last pay-per-view, of course, and from the weeks of NXT. This is, of course, me. Make sure to leave all your opinions below for my first Wrestle-Talk. In the future, I'm going to be sort of captivating in my second episode of Wrestle-Talk on how things had developed. Of course, I'll tell you of any main event moments or stuff that's happened between Owens and Zayn on the main roster, and everything that goes on with the titles, including our two Irish buddies, Lynch and Balor, and how they get on at the moment. So, all those things to come in future reviews, and also, if I'm going to do Wrestle-Talk, I'm also going to talk about some of the main stuff that happens on the main roster, including title defenses and stuff like that, and I will be commenting on some of the matches that maybe had the biggest impact on me. So this one was, of course, the debut episode. I would also like to see a lot of audience participation, as ever, but I really want to see who you guys' favourite NXT review is. So the question of the day is, who is your favourite NXT wrestler? So, at the moment, and we're going to see that below. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, favourite, and of course comment. So, thank you guys so much, and see you next time.